Know if we can take it out of the money we've appropriated for the city the other month, because they still don't have all of their costs together.
Well, you know, the city, I don't think it's our job to make sure the city stays in the black and not in the red. And that's what's going on here. The city needs to take some responsibility, because they're gonna do well with this hospital over there. They're gonna do well in the future. And they just don't need to keep setting us dry on these little little things like this. That's my opinion.
Well, I mean, ultimately what you're saying, Donald, is that, you know, any money that the city has comes from the taxpayers and businesses of Hardee County. This business is already in operation, so the city is benefiting from the electrical and all those,
Yes, they are.
costs.
And any future developments.
So the hospital moving, I don't know that consumptions are going to change, that are gonna make it any greater benefit other than the economic development
Yes.
impact. But ultimately, those costs to do road improvements do come from, the taxpayers. So essentially, you know, having the city pay for it is just the same thing as the taxpayers paying for it, and it increases their budgets. If it's not something that they have in their budget for the current year, it's kind of difficult to expect them to foot the entire bill. And as Bill mentioned, you know, we do have money allocated in our, grant agreement of the $2 million for the city, and we don't know how much of that will be used for this road improvement, because we don't have all of those estimates in yet. The city does have to provide us with invoices to show true cost based on what we put in the contract. So it may or may not already cover some of that. But if there are additional costs, we'll have to come back and have that discussion at a future point.
Okay, there's no state grants available to the city to put this road in.
I can't answer that. I don't know if anyone else has that
Well,
knowledge.
they just go into the easy place to get the money.
Hope not.
Well, that's us.
Bill, but all the property to the north of the road, other than the right of way, Roy Keys.
Yes.
No, we don't.
Yes.
We won't get the corner going up or nothing.
Right.
So if you tax or charge the people who benefit from the road extension to the hospital, the incubator, and then
What about the city of Waukegan? What about the people of the city?
and the city will do, yeah. So there's different ways to share it. Roy Brown needs to, it will make his property eminently more valuable than it is today. Huh?
That's the American way.
I know, but he needs to, if it's gonna be a cost to pave the road, he ought to put part of it on.
Well, we're buying the land to build a hospital on for the city. And they're gonna benefit greatly with it, and I'm glad they are in the future for economic development. But we're buying the land for them, now we want to buy the road for them, then we want to build the road for them, and who knows what else is gonna come up that they'll want us to pay for. They need to kind of help in this partnership a little bit.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with the IDA? I mean, one of the guiding principles or the reasons to have this money, or the things to do with this money, is infrastructure, and this is infrastructure inside the city of Wauchula. There's a good percentage of the citizens of the county live within the city of Wauchula. I think it's a benefit, and it's a benefit to the people, it's a benefit to the city, and if it's absolutely appropriate to spend this money on this type of stuff.
Well, I see a lot wrong with it. I just totally disagree with you.
I'm right, you're wrong.
Say again?
I'm right, and you're wrong.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
You're right and I'm wrong?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I figured that.
Okay.
I figured that.
Fair enough.
Well, I'm still sticking to what I say, that it's not our job to keep the city in the black. And that's what's going on here.
Well, then is there something that we need to vote on today, or no, or go back to our minds, or?
Well, once we determine, you know, I'm trying to get some feedback from the board. If Donald's philosophy prevails, there's no sense in me wasting my time on this anymore, and we just walk away from it.
If we have a contract signed by the hospital, I support buying the land. I don't support building the road.
I understand that.
Okay.
But,
That's where and I'm wrong, okay? I'm
Yeah.
wrong, but that's what I support. I have no right to support that, but I support that.
so we can move forward on the land and leave the road construction up for additional debate.
That's not what.
If there is a contract signed by the hospital people, we've signed it, city signed it, as the hospital people signed it, then I will support buying the land for the road. I've said that in the beginning. But I never asked the question until today about building the road. And I do not support that.
Well, I think going back though to one of Lori's